It's Ash from Super Videos back for another live Q&A chat. Let me just pull the chat right up. Forgot to do that. There we go. As always, let me know, everyone, if there's any issues with the audio or the stream. If there's any lag, let me know. I can see the health of the stream here. We're good right now, but if there's any lag or any issues, let me know. And ask away. Put your comments and questions and anything you have on your mind in the chat, and I'll go through it. We'll wait a few minutes for more people to join, but I see Animated Alex is already on the chat, so I'm going to read his comments and questions. There we go. About time. Yeah, we were a few minutes late, but we're here now. We need a spin-off of the animals of The Walking Dead. Just kidding. Yeah, we're beginning to see a lot of animals in The Walking Dead universe. As far as like all of the different, I'm just gonna move this up a little bit. As far as all of the different properties are concerned, like Fear, World Beyond, Walking Dead, there's definitely a lot of animals. We saw a lot of wolves in the recent episode, or like a wolf and like a stray dog in this season of Fear and World Beyond. So yeah, I see where you're going with that. Animated Alex, I think we could say Beta had the worst eye injury in the show. Are you sure about that? I mean, yes, it was because it was fatal, but do you not remember Carl? Animated Alex, who do you think saved Morgan? That's a great question. I don't know. They want you to think like it's someone important or someone we know. Like, I know people are gonna, like, I'm pretty sure there's some speculation that it's someone like Madison or someone. I don't think so. I think it's more likely than not that it's just someone that may become an important character later on, but it's a new character. And they happen to watch the tapes that the survivors put out last season. That's how they knew about Morgan, and that's why they wanted to save Morgan. But I think it's more likely that they're a character we've never seen before or heard about before. Giuseppe De Rosa, oh snap, yeah, glad you could join. We just started like 2 minutes ago, so you're not late. Animated Alex, I wonder if World Beyond will be mentioned in the Rick movies. Like, I see what you mean. Like, not the characters necessarily, maybe the characters, but like the Omaha colony, maybe a mention of Felix or Will or something. I think it can happen. I don't know how much that's gonna impact the story, like how important that's gonna be. It's more or less just an Easter egg if they put anything. I don't think it'll be something that's very critical to the story, if that makes sense. The other way around though, like it's the opposite. Whatever we hear about the movie in World Beyond is critical. Like, it's an important part of the story. But you can't say that the other way around. Which makes sense. I mean, we're talking about a show that more people hate than not right now, and a movie which is the most anticipated Walking Dead thing we've had for a long time. Giuseppe, it's live stream time. Yes, it is. Jose Hernandez, do you think Negan will leave the show since his comic storyline is over? Very good question. I think since we know season 11 is the final season, that makes it, I think, more likely that he will leave the show, but he will not cross over into the fourth spinoff like Daryl and Carol are. I think it's more likely that if he survives the season 11 I mean, which I think is very likely, then there's very good chance that he's going to get his own spin-off. A spin-off where he's the lead. And then, depending on how long that spin-off will be, there's a chance to reintegrate his story back into either the fourth spin-off at some point, or have him just cross over into the movies, or have his own show and then maybe somehow connect him back into the main story at some point. But I don't think, if you mean like just leave and we'll never see him again, I don't think that'll happen. And I don't think that they'll kill him off. Giuseppe De Rosa, did Madison save Morgan? I highly doubt it. That's what they want you to think, but I highly doubt it. Animated Alex, I like that Morgan kind of became a Rick. He knows who and when to kill. Yeah, like, I love the Morgan we have in season 6. I hated Morgan in season 4 when he joined Fear. Or I hated Morgan when he joined Fear until season 6. So, I wasn't a fan of Morgan in Fear, so before that. But in season 6 Fear, I actually really enjoy Morgan. I think that some of the storylines they're giving Morgan is up there in terms of relevance and entertainment and like if you think about why we loved Morgan in the first place, I feel like what we have from Morgan in season 6 is hitting a lot of those points for us fans or fans of the Morgan character in Fear the Walking Dead. So I think that the showrunners definitely made Morgan a better character in season 6. Is he better than what he was back in the original show? That's debatable. I think season 7 and 8 Morgan, I highly hated. I don't know why I said highly. I hated him in season 7 and 8 of Fear. I liked some of his storyline, but it was stretched way too much. So I can honestly say I enjoy season 6 Morgan of Fear a lot more than season 7 and 8 of The Walking Dead's original. Giuseppe De Rosa, Morgan is a great character. Yes, only when he's given great stories. If he's given stories that are boring, pointless, then no, he's not a great character when you do something like that. Animated Alex, sucks he killed the bounty hunter, says he got a cool outfit at least. Yeah, like I thought that the bounty hunter would be a long-term survivor, or not long-term survivor, but a longer-term survivor. Maybe a longer-term villain, but it didn't turn out to go that way. But I did really enjoy that story when it came to the bounty hunter. And I think that was a main part of why I loved the first episode of Fear in season 6. But like you said, the great thing that came out of that was it pushed Morgan's story to a good direction. He got a badass weapon. He looks badass with the outfit. And there is something about his story now that was a direct result of his altercation with the bounty hunter. Like, what if you think about it, it was like a domino effect. If the bounty hunter didn't go after him, he wouldn't be where he is, in a way. He may still be the same old Morgan from last season, in a way. Like, his story wouldn't be pushed towards the direction that he's going now. So, because of that, I think that's a good thing. That's the best thing that came out of the bounty hunter's story. Mario, what's up? How are you? Glad you could join, Mario. And then he says, after Thanksgiving picture from Walking Dead, they will connect all 3 shows in the end, for sure. Yeah, I did see that. Depends on what you mean by connect all shows. Like, if you mean they're gonna end Fear and end World Beyond when it's done, which makes sense, but you know what I mean. Like, end everything and have everyone just be in one show, I think that's pointless. What's the reason for that? But if you mean we're gonna see more intertwined stories, like characters intertwined between different things, like Fear and whatever, the movie Fear, the fourth spin-off, World Beyond, and so on, you know what I mean? Then yeah, I think that makes sense. That could happen. But if you mean completely merge everything, I don't think that's gonna happen. We might see like a small set of that, like a smaller version of that for the final season, but a full merge of all the shows, I don't think we'll see that. Animated Alex, what if we... Wait, what happened? It jumped. What if we see a cyborg walker? LOL. They are very creative with their walkers, so we might. Give me 1 sec. Okay, where was I? Mario. By the way, didn't ask, how did you like, how did you like episode 8 of World Beyond? The last episode, yeah, the last episode that we saw, I really enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed it the same level as I enjoyed episode 1 of World Beyond. It was well paced. It was interesting. It was very intense. The flashbacks that we saw for Silas, although I understand why they did it like that, I feel like it was a little too much. Like they focused a little too much on it, and it was way too mysterious than they needed it to make. They needed it to be. There we go. I did enjoy the episode overall, but I feel like they could have done it a little better, but it was a lot better than the previous episodes for sure. At least from the second episode on. Giuseppe De Rosa, do you miss Pacifist Morgan? No, I don't. I'm glad he's gone. Like he said in the premiere of season 6, or the pilot, premiere of season 6. Morgan Jones is dead. You're dealing with a new Morgan. And I love that. Like, it was just about time for us to get over the Morgan who kills everyone and Morgan who doesn't kill anyone, to a Morgan that is like a regular survivor, you know? Kid Load, no way they don't have Madison return this season. Been teasing it way too much, and if they don't, we riot. I mean, honestly, I don't care. They should have never let her go in the first place. So at this point, I don't care. I think, honestly, it'll do more damage than good, to be completely honest with you. The reason for that is we are on a roll right now. Like, season 6 is pretty... I don't want to say it's the greatest Fear season yet, but they're doing very strongly as far as story and character development and things like that. So what I am afraid is if they bring Madison back, this is what I'm afraid will happen. They will reshift or refocus the attention on Madison again and Alicia a little bit, like that part of the story. And that means that the story is not going to be as, like, it'll be like I don't know how to describe it, but it feels like we'll go back to what we were, which is Fear focuses a lot on Madison, and other characters don't really get that attention, and they don't give Madison great stories, but she's the focus, so it's kind of like, what's the point of watching? So I fear that something like that may happen. That they're gonna stop all of the positive things that have been happening in season 6 and shifting focus back on Madison a little bit again. But with that said, if they bring her back in such a way where first, it's realistic, it makes sense, and it doesn't take away anything from the story. I'm totally down with that. Okay, let me see. Where was I? I think we jumped over a lot of questions here. There we go. Animated Alex. The bounty hunter, in a way, did kill Morgan. Not literally, but metaphorically. Hence, why Morgan Jones is dead, so to speak. Yeah, absolutely. I think the Morgan Jones that we knew is dead in spirit. And the person that killed him was the bounty hunter. The Morgan we have now is a different Morgan in all ways. Like, comparing even this Morgan to Morgan from season 1, totally different Morgan. Comparing this Morgan to a season 4 Morgan, or yeah, season 4, 5, and 6 Morgan, totally different. And the reason for that is, believe it or not, grace. I think that the Morgan we've seen in the past was always in denial, was always stuck in the past. But this new Morgan is all about the now. And he's all about the getting people back together, more specifically his family, like Grace and his unborn baby, and basically trying to move on, in a way, from his past. So that's why this Morgan is totally different from the Morgan that we've seen in the past. He's different from the pacifist Morgan. He's different from the clear Morgan. He's different from the Morgan from the pilot even, because Morgan in the pilot had his son. So it was a different type of Morgan because he was protecting his son. But now he's protecting his family. So not just his son, but his family, his unborn baby, his wife, and so on. And he has a group to look after. You could say the same thing about the Morgan back in season 5, let's say, but back then, it wasn't just Morgan who had to kind of do all the heavy work in a way. There was a lot of strong characters, strong survivors, like Rick, Michonne, Nagy, and so on, Daryl. So because of that, I feel like Morgan back then, he did need to step up to keep the survivors safe, but he didn't need to go out of his way, in a way, to make sure that the survivors are all good. But the Morgan now, it's a little different because he, in a way, he's kind of responsible for these characters that he now calls his new family. So yeah, I hope that answered your question. I went way too deep into that answer than I wanted to, but it wasn't really a question. It was just a comment, but I rambled. But yeah. Kid Low, I'm glad to be here again. Can't wait for the Breaking Bad live stream. Yeah, absolutely. But it's not like this is just a Walking Dead stream. You can ask anything, but that stream for Breaking Bad is specifically or explicitly for Breaking Bad because there's a lot of people that watched the Breaking Bad stuff, so they had a lot of questions in the comments and things like that. So I decided to make an explicit video for Breaking Bad live stream, like questions, because we've talked a lot about Walking Dead in the past, so it's not like we need an explicit Walking Dead live stream. We have one every week in a way. So because of that, this stream can be anything: Breaking Bad, Walking Dead, Mandalorian, anything. But the Breaking Bad one, which is, I think I said the 4th, if I'm not wrong. Don't quote me on that. Check. It's on the community section. But that one is explicitly or specifically for Breaking Bad because I let people know who follow those reactions that's going to be the date. So people are going to come in only interested in Breaking Bad stuff. Giuseppe De Rosa, we are going to have Breaking Bad live stream now. Well, just one. We're just gonna have one on sometime December, on a Sunday. I think next Sunday, if I'm not wrong. But just one live stream. It's not weekly. It's just a one-time live stream where you ask your questions. If people are interested for us to continue, we'll do like one more maybe after that. But because it's a show that ended, I feel like weekly live streams won't really be useful for anyone or be entertaining for anyone. We will have live streams for other things if we need to, but it's not like I'm gonna make specific live streams for Breaking Bad every week or for Mandalorian every week. You know what I mean? The only reason we have one that's more specifically for, not specifically, but focused on Walking Dead weekly is because it's a running show and we cover heavily Walking Dead stuff on the channel. Mario, Breaking Bad was the kind of show that ended perfectly and shouldn't be touched ever again, or they will ruin it. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. They ended it perfectly. I haven't seen the movie yet, but I'm gonna watch that. I heard that it's not great. Like, it's good, but it's not Breaking Bad quality, if that makes sense. But I'll be checking that out. But I do 100% agree with you. A reboot of Breaking Bad or a season 6 and 7 and so on of Breaking Bad will not work in a way because of where the story ended, and it also has a chance of ruining an already perfect franchise or perfect show. Not franchise, you know what I mean. It is kind of like a franchise though, because there's Better Call Saul and the movie, but still Breaking Bad, the show Breaking Bad, is on its own. Like it's a league on its own in a way. Kid Low, I think just one live stream about his thoughts of the show. Yeah, with Breaking Bad. Yeah. And it's more questions and answers. I will kind of share my thoughts generally speaking, but I still want to do a review. I still have plans for doing a Breaking Bad review. It'll be like more or less in-depth kind of thing. No one may watch, I don't know, but I'm hoping people are going to watch, but I feel like, yeah, I want to do like a full, maybe like 10-minute review of the show as a standalone video, which I don't think makes sense to do live, but I will share overall thoughts, and if people ask me about certain stuff, I will answer it, even if it's things I'm going to talk about in the reviews or in the review. Animated Alex, if the coronavirus existed in The Walking Dead, even the walkers would stay indoors. Well, they absolutely would need to social distance, so you wouldn't have any herds. Giuseppe De Rosa, you can ask Breaking Bad questions if you want. Yes, you absolutely can. Giuseppe, what if the whole group was a pacifist? LOL. I would stop watching. They would all die, to be honest with you. Like a Negan-like character or a governor type of character would show up and just be like, I'm done with this. None of you are useful. I'm done with you all. So they're not going to be long-term survivors. In a world like that, you can't be a pacifist. If you're a pacifist, then there's one of two things that you can realistically do. Stay indoors, scavenge for as much as you can, but don't fight anyone. Just get what you can get and stay in one place and try to survive. Or you go to a community and you try to survive, be a pacifist and all of that. But then what happens when your morals and your ideas conflict with those of other people in the community? People who are not pacifists. What do? Do you try to change their mind? Do you try to fight them? what do you do? And how long can that last? So I feel like to survive in that type of world, you will have to not be a pacifist. Short explanation. Animated Alex, I hope they don't try and redeem Virginia. I don't think they will. If anything, they might not redeem her, but they might leave her story in a way before she dies where, you could feel bad for her. And it could end up being so that another type of villain is going to kill her. But I don't think that they're going to completely, redeem her. I don't think they're going to do that. I hope they don't do that. Animated Alex, they will, or then they would have been dead long ago, Giuseppe. Yeah, if everyone was a pacifist, yeah, absolutely. Mario, Huck is definitely the best character in the world beyond so far. Felix second, rest of them, everyone is almost on the same level. I can't say about Elizabeth since she wasn't in the story that much this time. Yeah, here's the thing. Yes, I do agree with you that Huck is my favorite character so far on World Beyond, but that doesn't mean that there's things about her that I don't like. There are definitely still things about her that I don't like. But I loved the twist that she was a inside man or inside woman for CRM. I love that she's very subliminal with what she does. And I also love that her backstory is twisted in a way. Now, we don't know if what we saw from her backstory is real or whether it's to throw us off, but I think it's real. And I think that had a lot to do with why she changed. I think that she may have been a good person, but I think the CRM, Elizabeth, brainwashed her. And I think that that's why her story took a turn. But I do love that she's a complex character. I absolutely love that about her. But I don't like the way she acts sometimes. But then again, maybe it's just an act, which could be. If it is, then I think that's pretty cool. And I would take it back, like what I'm saying. But sometimes the way she acts, I don't like. And also, I don't like the fact that like some of her mannerisms is just a little annoying. But maybe it's an act, like I said. The key is Ken, how dare you season 3 is the best season and season 1 and 2 are very underrated. Those 3 seasons are probably the best and will always stay like that. For Fear the Walking Dead or The Walking Dead's original show? Giuseppe De Rosa, Virginia less than Barney. What's Barney? You mean the I don't know what you mean. Who's Barney? Animated Alex, Cookie Monster. Not sure what that was. Maybe you were talking to Giuseppe. The key is Ken. I'm done with it, but I might give it another chance. I haven't really fully watched episodes since Madison died, but I just started watching World Beyond and I love it. Is my favorite character. I love it. My favorite character is probably Elton right now. I just like that there's kids and that if they kind of relate to me. And I understand that most people are adults who watch, but for teenagers, I think it can really relate to them. Yeah, absolutely. I think the show may have been targeted, or not may have been, was definitely targeted towards teenagers. And I could definitely understand why they would do something like that. I get it. They want to expand their demographic. Does that mean that I have to enjoy it? No. But I do understand it. Does that mean that I shouldn't trash it? No. I can still trash it if if it's bad, you can still make a show that's targeted towards teenagers, but it's a good show, you know. So I can still trash it, but I shouldn't have the same expectations I have from it that I have for Fear or Walking Dead's original, because they're targeted towards different demographics. Jose Hernandez, will they change some aspects from the Commonwealth in the show? I think, what do you mean by aspects? The way they operate? No, I don't think so. I think they'll keep that the same. Some stories from Commonwealth, when it comes to certain big survivors, deaths, and character stories in there, yes, they're going to need to change those. But as far as who the Commonwealth are, who the leader is, what they do, how they work, and what type of a leadership they have, I don't think they're going to change a lot of that. If they change a lot of that, then the Commonwealth story changes. And I don't think that makes sense. But with that said, they will definitely need to remix some of the character stories that are a smaller part of the bigger Commonwealth story. But they will need to hit some of the highlights or some of the main points in order for the Commonwealth story to go to the direction they need it to go. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. The Keys Ken, and I'm glad series has age diversity. It doesn't just focus on adults, but kids and teens in the world. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I do understand why they would want to make a show for teenagers. But does that mean that the core Walking Dead fans who are fans of Fear and the original show, or were at some point, that they have to be a fan of World Beyond just because they're a fan of the others? No, I don't think I don't think that's a fair thing to expect. I just lost where I was. There we go. I think I was right here. Yeah. The Keys Ken, and honestly, in my opinion, if Madison comes back, I don't think that would really save the show, but it would probably bring me back to watching it. Yeah, that's the other thing. One of the reasons why they might want to bring Madison back is to bring back some of the fans who may have left, who may have been Madison fans. But that could be dangerous, because depending on what they do with that, when they bring her back, it could mean losing a lot more fans, having more people leave. So if they want to do it, they have to do it right in order to bring back some of those fans, but also keep the fans that are already there. Or at least have it so that a lot more fans are either staying or joining than ones leaving. The Keys Ken, I'm also thinking about watching a new game because I miss Morgan, one of my favorite characters. I've been thinking about watching a new game. Missing Morgan, one of my favorite characters. A new episode, I think you mean, of Fear, right? Yeah, watch season 6, definitely. Season 6 of Fear is definitely, if I don't want to say strong, it's definitely good. Like, it's good. Not great, not strong, but it's good. A lot better than the last 2 seasons. But not as great as some of the greatest episodes from the first 3 seasons. Kid Low, I just feel her coming back would help Morgan as a protagonist, honestly. Her being there to help him build the group as he wanted, and he would potentially start being happy again. Yeah, like I said, if they want to bring Madison back, they need to do it in such a way where it's... Here's the thing. They can do something like have what they did on the original show, where it's not a one-star show. You have Maggie, you have Michonne, or when they were around, you know what I mean? Maggie, Michonne, Rick, Daryl. These were the top 4, right? May and Carol, top 5. They can do that. They can have it like that in Fear, where it's, let's say, Madison and Morgan and, let's say, Madison, Morgan, Alicia, John, June. You know what I mean? So these are the core characters. And then the other characters are like secondary and they go from there. But unfortunately, what we are seeing on Fear, even in season 6, which is a good season, is these 5, like I said, let's say 4 now. It's not like that. It's more like there is. It's more like Morgan is at the center, and then maybe more or less. Yeah, like there's 2 buckets basically. 2 buckets. Morgan and, let's say, who do I want to throw in that bucket? Morgan and, let's say, Alicia are in one bucket. Danny, Strand, John are in the other, and June maybe. So, and by buckets I mean like they focus a lot on Morgan and no one else, but then they focus on Alicia and maybe Morgan or Alicia and no one else. You know what I mean? So it's not as integrated. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's not as integrated or as smooth and intertwined like the characters as the other show. That probably made no sense to you, but maybe I can explain that in a different way, in a better way, when when what I'm trying to say comes to me. But I'll answer questions for now. I may have rambled there, sorry. The key is Ken. And here's an unpopular opinion, but opinion I have. Tara is probably one of my favorite characters, and of Walking Dead, she was just funny to me. I know she did some stupid stuff in season 8, but you all remember what Daryl did. He's the reason why Glenn is dead, so you can't complain that Tara was being selfish, trying to kill Dwight in season 8. Yeah, like season 9, Tara, I enjoyed. I enjoyed watching her. I loved her. Like what they did with her character. But they just didn't do anything important or interesting with her back in season 6. Not 6, season 7, sorry. Season 7 and 8. They just didn't. So that's why she wasn't my personal favorite. In season 9, she was, like at least the first half, she was one of my favorites in the story that we had at that time. Mario, Yes World Beyond started slow till like episode 7. These last 4 episodes set such good tone for season 2, and now it all makes sense. I wouldn't say last 4. I would say, and I haven't seen the last 2 episodes, but the last 3. If assuming that the last 2 episodes are going to be good, then it's the last 3 episodes of season 1. The key is Ken. And I just realized I don't think Morgan and Carl ever had any dialogue. Morgan and Carl. No, not one-on-one dialogue. Carl was always there when Morgan and Rick did their thing, but that was pretty much it. Giuseppe, what number of live streams are we on now? Oh, I stopped counting. I started numbering them like a few live streams ago. But you can go find the last live stream with a number and then see how many we had after that. My camera is about to die, but I think we've been going for a long time as well. So, but I have a lot of questions remaining. So give me a minute to change the battery, and then we'll go for another 20 minutes, and then we'll end the stream. So give me like 2 minutes to set up my battery on the camera, and then we'll continue. Was on mute. I'm back. Good thing I didn't start answering questions. Kid Low, I've been seeing a lot of videos on Robert Patrick's character just being an image of Gabriel's mind. Wait. I've seen a lot of videos on Robert Patrick's character just being an image of Gabriel's mind. I would hate that, honestly. He could be a great character if done right. Yeah, I hope they don't do that. I know what you mean, but I hope they don't do that because that's kind of pointless. You know what I mean? And I absolutely agree with you. He's definitely an interesting character if done right, based on what they teased in the screen, in the table read. The Keys Ken, I want to start doing Walking Dead Q&As too, but I honestly don't care, or I don't have that many subscribers. Well, I mean, it's about building a community. So even if it's like 3 people, that can still be a community. Like our live streams, we don't have that many people on the live streams, but it's a great discussion because it's engaging. People are engaged. So as long as you can find people that are interested in the content you want to put out, and build that community, then it doesn't matter how many people are there. It'll be a fun and entertaining discussion. And it's just fun, you know. It's a fun hour or half an hour to spend talking about something you love. Kid Low, I'll watch your live stream, bro, at the Keys Ken. Yeah, absolutely. Everyone go check out the Keys Ken's live streams. Anyone in our Supervits fam community can create a live stream or can create content, and I'll definitely check you out. I will what do you call it? It's the right word I'm looking for. I don't want to say shout you out because that makes it seem like my channel is like a big channel or whatever, but I'll definitely do what I can to help you grow your channel and do what you want to do with your channel. Animated Alex, the Walking Dead universe has a thing for making babies fathers but not fathers, like Judith. For making what? Babies fathers but not others, like Judith. Not being Rex and Gracie becoming Aaron's daughter. Oh, I see what you mean. Rosita's son Coco being Sadiq's and Gabriel's baby, etc. Yeah, they do have a lot of that drama. I agree with you. It all started with drama, right? With Lori and Shane. And we were about to have another situation earlier on. Or actually we did, kind of. Like Judith, but I don't know. Let's not get into it. But I meant like another one. But I'm not going to get into it. It might have been around the same time that we saw in the first episode. I'm rambling on. For people who got what I mean, you know where I'm going with it, but don't worry about it. Animated Alex, Kias Ken says, oh, okay, thanks. Yeah, absolutely. And that was about his live stream. Animated Alex, I wonder how Negan will react to Maggie's son. It's gonna be awkward for him talking to the son of the person he killed. Yeah. I think it'll be very dark, in a way. Very awkward for sure, but very dark because... And by dark, I mean... It's uncomfortable for everyone, even the audience. And depending on what they want to do with Negan, they could have him either be stunned and not be able to, be his Negan self. Like he may not be able to communicate like he does with Judith. He might not be able to make the first conversation. Or they could go with it in a way where he's totally okay and it's to a point where it actually pisses people off, like Daryl and Maggie. They may stop him. It's like don't talk to Herschel Jr. ever again, something like that. So they could go one or two ways with it. The Keys Ken, I wonder if they told you about her actual mother, Lori. I mean, I guess no one really remembers her since Rick and Carl are gone. Oh, Judith? Yeah, I wonder if they told her. We know that Michonne didn't even know until in season 8, or season 7. I think season 7, when Rick told her. So I think it's reasonable that no one told her. Tim Taft. I hope I'm not pronouncing your name wrong. Don't know if this has been asked yet, but do you think there's going to be a war between the CRM and the Commonwealth? Could Virginia's army be involved as well? Yeah, that's been asked plenty of times, but I also have done 2 videos on it, like in-depth 15-minute videos, 2 15-minute videos. So you can check it out on the channel. But to give you a short answer, yes, I think it's possible that CRM will go head-to-head with Commonwealth in season 11, but because of the movies and CRM's involvement in the movies, it could complicate things. So they're gonna need to be very clever and careful how they do it in a way where it all works out. You know what I mean? But to answer your question, I think that there is a good chance that that's what they're teasing or heading towards a massive war between these 2 big organizations. As far as Virginia's group, I think Virginia's army is a sort of short-term villain, short-term army, like the governor's army, like Negan's army. I don't think that they are universe material, if that makes sense. I don't think they are a group that's crossing over into other pieces or parts of the universe. because one, they're not as big. Two, Virginia is not that type of character to become a bigger character or a franchise character like someone like Rick, or not even Rick, but you know what I mean. Someone that is big enough that they could be a thing by themselves. You know what I mean? Like, she's not as popular, she's not as charismatic, she's not as good of a leader, and so on. The keys can. What would be cool in The Walking Dead is tornadoes or hurricanes. It'll be very cool to see even a flu thing again, since it happens every year. Yeah, I think it's always great to have threats that are not human threats or zombie threats. I think that they do need more of that. One of the reasons why the flu story from the prison was very interesting to most people was because it was unique. It hadn't been done before. It was a breath of fresh air. Same with the snow that we just had in one episode. It was interesting. If you think about it, nothing really happened in that episode of The Walking Dead. But because it had snow in it, and the challenges that come with it and the threats, it made that episode very interesting and very unique. Even episodes in, I think, both Fear and The Walking Dead where they had storms come in, those were definitely episodes that are rewatchable because they are interesting, because they have a threat that we've never seen before. Kid Low, Virginia's army would get destroyed by both of these communities, so I would be fine with that. Yeah, and that's the other thing, other part of it. The only way that would work is if they are in alliance with one of them, because a three-way war doesn't make sense in The Walking Dead. Like a three-party war, and like Kid Low mentioned, Commonwealth, CRM, Virginia's group. You know what I mean? So the size is very different, and their scope and their reach. Tim Taft, same honestly, lol. Okay, that wasn't targeted towards me. Animated Alex, pacifist characters are so boring. They give me time to do finish chores around my house. Yeah. Giuseppe De Rosa, from a Walking Dead point of view or standpoint, when is taking a life right? Ooh. From a Walking Dead standpoint, when is taking a life right? That's a great... Look at Giuseppe coming with these deep questions. I would say... when there are no more alternatives, or when there's no more alternatives. And this is where it gets a little tricky, but the risks of the other, or the person you're letting go, or whatever, that the risk of them coming back and doing greater harm it's a lot higher, or it's very high. So, for example, if it's someone who can notify like people and they would kill everyone in your camp, then letting them go is not the best. Killing them is probably not the best either, but you need to do something with them, but not let them go and not kill them in a way. So imprisoning them could be a good solution to a scenario like that. So I think, to answer your question, when is taking a life the right choice? When there are no alternatives. When it's a me or them situation, or me and my family, or my friends and them kind of situation. But then again, we're talking about a post-apocalyptic world. So what I'm saying doesn't apply to today's world. Animated Alex, bruh, Virginia also kills her own parents. There is nothing redeemable or likable about her. LOL. Absolutely. Her own sister hates her. Giuseppe De Rosa, welcome to the stream at Tim Taft. Yeah, absolutely. That reminds me, if you're new on the channel, press that subscribe that's down there to join our community. And press the bell to be notified when we upload on the channel. And if you enjoy the content, make sure to smash the like. Just had to do that. Kid Low, whenever you feel threatened or they backstab you after, that they can get Lucille off the head. Or to the head. Yeah, I think you were answering like, when is the right time to kill and all of that. The deepest question on the Walking Dead universe. Animated Alex, what's your beef with movie idol Ash? I don't have a beef with anyone. I just hate clickbaiters. That's all I hate. And I'm not saying movie idol is a clickbaiter, but just check out some of their thumbnails. And compared to some other YouTuber, which I'm not going to name, they're not doing anything wrong. Like, Movie Idol is great compared to another channel. But everyone, I'm not saying that people should stop watching those channels or whatever. No, make your own decisions. All I'm saying is, how much clickbait and how much deceit, like of a channel deceiving the audience, does it take for them to say, or to stop and say, I don't like the way, I don't want to be treated like that by that creator, by that content creator. You know what I mean? There is a fine line between a clickbait thing, a clickbait title, or a clickbait thumbnail that is like, let's say 30%, or it's 30% accurate, right? Than a clickbait thumbnail or title that is like there's almost no connection to what's actually in the video, right? So it's just a matter of they're just creating the titles or the thumbnails to get the click, and then they're just creating content and putting ads on to milk the audience in a way. That's all I'm saying. And the last thing I want to say about that, think about what that does to creators who don't do clickbait. Bigger channels, they may not be impacted, but smaller channels, my channel is, I wouldn't say it's big, it's not small, it's medium-sized, I would say. But what happens to smaller, medium-sized channels, small channels that don't do that, you know? That's all the beef I have with that. Mario 3. Ash, you have no idea what Huck is. Annette, her actress, destroyed everything with acting this season. Hands down, best character in the show for me. No question asked. Wait. Was that a positive comment about Huck or a negative one? I couldn't tell. Are you saying like she played her so well that we don't know what she really is? Then I love that, if that's true. I mean, we kind of know a little bit about that based on last episode, but yeah, I get what you mean. The key scan, something I would want to see in season 7 or 6 is the group coming across a psychiatric, I can't say that, a hospital as they come across them. It will be cool to see them because they will be crazy and scary. Well, here's the thing. A hospital like that will not exist anymore. Unless you mean like, let's say at the Commonwealth, there's a hospital like that and people have to deal with someone that escapes or something like that. Then I do understand where you're going with it, but it's not really a Walking Dead story anymore, if that makes any sense. But the other part of it is that like kind of hospital like that wouldn't exist anymore, right? Why did it jump? It jumped like a lot. Wow, how many comments did it jump to? There's a lot of comments coming in. Okay, I think I was right. I think I was right here. Mario, by the way, Elizabeth says in an interview that she's more scary, awkward character. So it might be that they are brainwashed to a point they don't even know what they're doing or talking about. Yeah, absolutely. I think 100% Elizabeth is brainwashed. All the soldiers are definitely brainwashed. We saw one of them start to come out of that kind of shell and be able to speak their mind. We saw what happened to them. Animated Alex, Hope from Walking Dead reminds me of Magna. Oh, from World Beyond? They have a similar face, yeah. Kid Low, I cannot relate to them kids on World Beyond. I would be more like Negan. Sorry, not sorry. You mean the Negan that killed Glenn or the Negan that saved everyone by killing Alpha? Because there's two types of Negan. Giuseppe De Rosa, Glenn's death was 80% Negan's fault, 20% Daryl's fault. I think Glenn's death was 20% Rick's fault for attacking the outpost, making that decision in the first place. 70% Negan's fault and 20% Daryl's fault. I'm blaming Daryl and Rick the same. The reason for that is, I don't know. I don't want to blame one more than the other for some reason. Mario, you can't blame those kids. They are behind walls for 10 years. They have zero clue about anything beyond the walls. Absolutely. The key is Ken. By the way, the only problem, and I'm going to go through these questions and comments quickly now because we've gone like maybe, I think we're an hour in, and I have a lot more questions that are coming in, so I'm gonna rush through some of these questions. The keys can, by the way, the only problem I have with World Beyond is that how easily it was for them to sneak out. Yeah, exactly. Are there no guards? Are there no people watching? You know? No, yeah, I agree with you. Animated Alex, weird how the kids from World Beyond don't know how to kill walkers yet. In a flashback, literally shows Felix teaching how to kill walkers. Well, they know how to kill them, they just haven't killed one in person, right? So, when they're in the moment, they freak out, they have a panic attack, and they can't do what was taught to them. That's how I read that. Animated Alex, I think it's still weird that Morgan was forgotten by everyone in the main show. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Animated Alex, on the show, the shows don't drag stories out anymore. I hope. I think you mean I hope the shows don't drag out the stories anymore. And yeah, absolutely. Roland Rolo says Ooga Booga. Not sure what that means. But that sounds funny, so I just wanted to say it. I have a feeling I might have cursed in like another language or something. The key is Ken. Honestly, I would like a show 15 or 20 years after the zombie apocalypse, when there's barely any zombies, and I would like to see The Walking Dead and other countries like China, Germany, UK. Yeah, I think it would be interesting to see a futuristic apocalyptic world. But then is it an apocalyptic world when there are no walkers? It's more about rebuilding society at that point, right? And not surviving. Kid Low, King Ezekiel will forever be my favorite character. Just the way he can build people up and show them the way they can do anything is just amazing. If they had to die, I hope he can go out a hero. 100% agree with you on that. The Keys Ken, or even Alicia, I'm pretty sure they're only been focusing on the US, and I think I can... Wait, what? Oh, they went to Mexico once on Fear. Yeah, it would be interesting to see another place. I feel like, if anything, you would be a spin-off idea. I don't think that the current storyline would work, or the current story, if it had people going into a different country. I don't think it would work. And that's one of the key reasons why the Mexico story for Fear wasn't well received by a lot of fans. If there was like a spin-off that was set in Mexico, and it never even came to the US, then it might have been a little different. Animated Alex, I think the CR are gonna be like the Nazis. Well, not to that extent, but I see what you mean. Tim Taft, I will forever hate Shane. He threw his damn cheeseburger away in the first episode. Yeah. You can't redeem a character after you do that. There's no way. Animated Alex, do you think we'll see what Dwight did when he was traveling to Fear? Because there was a gap there. No, I don't think we'll see that. Unless they don't have any stories to tell, they want to drag out the story. That's the only reason they would do something like that. Jose Hernandez, will Daryl cut his hair short? Because Norman Reedus said he wants to change Daryl's look in the Daryl and Carol spinoff. They could. Why not? If you think about it, if the story ends where we think it's going to end on the original show at Commonwealth, then yeah, there's a very good chance that we would see a transformed character, we would see transformed characters in the spin-off. For sure. Animated Alex, sucks that the show will end with Daryl never taking a shower. Yeah. He might take a shower in the final episode. That might be where the story ends. Daryl goes into the shower and we are done. The Keys Ken, I was wondering if anyone wants to collab with me doing Walking Dead podcast. Yeah, absolutely. If there's anyone that wants to do a podcast, we can do a podcast on a different channel. We can even do like, you know how we have these weekly streams? We can do it such that people are joining. I don't know how that's going to work, but definitely. Giuseppe, Ash changed that camera, lol. Yeah. I did change it. Okay. I'm just going to rush through these. I'm not going to read them if it's not a question or a comment that I want to talk about, because yeah, we've been going for too long for this stream. Animated Alex, who has the better beard, Rick or Morgan? Rick. You can never beat Rick's beard. The Key Scan, did you know the comics Rick knows for sure Judith wasn't his, but in the show he's not sure. Or he wasn't sure. Yeah, I noticed that. When Michonne, or Rick told Michonne about it. Animated Alex, what do you think Rick is doing in World Beyond? I don't think Rick is going to show up in World Beyond, honestly. Giuseppe De Rosa, Rick knows Judith isn't his son. He says it in 808. Yeah, absolutely. Giuseppe De Rosa, damn, I knew that like a Bible verse. Oh, yeah, the episode, yeah. Animated Alex, I just realized being underage doesn't matter in the apocalypse. Yikes. Yeah, exactly. That's the scary part. Giuseppe De Rosa, I do like the background music, Ash. You should keep those in the live streams. There's a background music in the live stream? I didn't know that. Someone was playing piano earlier in the house. Is that what you mean? That wasn't background music. That was music in the background. But yeah, we can put on a background music on the live streams. Animated Alex, I wish we got a scene where Aaron told Gracie she was a savior. I think it may be a very cool thing concept-wise, but it's short. It's like a short thing that may not necessarily go anywhere. So it's like, is there a point of doing it? Is there not a point? Tim Taft, you pronounced my name correctly, lol. Oh, okay, perfect. The Keys Ken, technically Gracie was never a savior. Yeah, that's true. Technically she wasn't. Animated Alex, dang, it would be like Star Wars, War Between Commonwealth and the CRM, lol. Yeah, it definitely has that type of vibe. Like a huge conflict. Giuseppe, will the Rick movies be on AMC? Yes, they will be. I don't think they'll be in theaters anymore. I think at this point they have confirmed that it's going to be an event on AMC itself. It might come on AMC Premiere first, and then it may move to AMC's regular, but yeah, I think it's going to be on AMC for sure. Kid Low, imagine Gracie kills Rick for killing her dad in the movies, just like Sebastian in the comics. That would just be terrible. Honestly, if they wanted to remix the story a lot, that would have been a very interesting concept. But not in the movies, but in the show. Like, if Rick was still in the show and there was no Commonwealth, and yeah, at that point, then a concept like that would be a cool concept. Animated Alex, AMC will never let go of Daryl. It's like they're never letting their cow out of the barn. Yeah, that's their cash cow. Dang, Giuseppe, you are a deep speaker. It's crazy how Gabriel has changed. He went from being this cowardly priest to the freaking leader of Alexandria. Yeah, absolutely. Father Gabriel has had one of the biggest transformations on the show. Let me move this. You guys can't see me. I have to lean in a little bit to read the comments, so... Mario Serum is ultimately a threat to the whole Walking Dead universe so far. If Rick did anything in 6 years prior, some things would change already. But since they are not, Rick is MIA right now. Yeah, absolutely. Giuseppe Makepath presents. LOL. What about him? What about Makepath presents? I watch him. The Keys Ken, George Drake is the biggest Walking Dead clickbait. I'm pretty sure you were talking about him. Maybe. Animated Alex, I like Movie Idol. He does clickbait sometimes, but he makes good content. Yeah. Movie Idol definitely does make good content. Even some of his clickbait thumbnails are good. Like, the content is worth watching. Definitely. Can't say the same about the person that you mentioned already. I like to call him Fake Drake. That's some shade for you. Animated Alex, I read that one. Giuseppe, you already know Alex, LOL. Animated Alex, I haven't watched Ronnie Hayes in years. Yeah, he's not doing as much Walking Dead content, but he's still doing some. Giuseppe De Rosa, George Drakes makes his videos interesting. I mean, maybe a few. I honestly have every video I've tried to watch, it's just been cringe. Kidlow, a good thought about the taking a life question. Was the Randall situation at the barn in season 2? Like Shane did what was right with Randall because he was a threat regardless. The cons outweigh the pros. Yeah. And the other part of it is what I said about imprisoning the person. Like, if you knew that you could imprison the person that was a big threat if let go, and you knew that you were sure that that person would be imprisoned, that they couldn't escape, I think that that's the right choice. That's the right decision, right? You don't just kill that person, right? But I do understand where you're coming from. But I feel like, yes, I do agree with what Shane did, but he jumped the gun a little too soon, a little too early. I think he needed to do something where, and the way he did it was very dirty. What he should have done is tell the group, okay, we'll give him a chance, but we'll watch him. if he escapes, then we know what we have to do. But if he doesn't, if he stays in and he's being watched, then there is a chance that he's being genuine or something along those lines. Animated Alex, I like how some channels will say stuff like that isn't confirmed fact. Stuff like what? What, the movie? Not, or being on AMC? Is that what you mean? Giuseppe, who's the biggest Walking Dead clown? I don't know. Animated Alex, Jared, Giuseppe. Not sure what that is all about. Giuseppe, nah, Tom, LOL. I think you guys are just talking to each other at this point. Let me read a few final questions. There's a lot of questions that I'm probably passing. Let me find a few good questions to get caught up, and then we'll end the stream. Giuseppe De Rosa's clown theory, it's just funny to me. He's like, what if there was a new group of Walking Dead villains called the Clowns? They were all dressed up like clowns and talked like Ronald McDonald. I think they would definitely be creepy. Let's just say that. And then you say still more interesting than Virginia. That's a fair comment. Yeah, Animated Alex is right. One thing I've learned in the Walking Dead universe is that there's always going to be villains that are worse than what we have right now. And they would possibly be worse than the CRM. Yes, absolutely. The Keys Ken, it's crazy how Negan is kind of justified for killing them after they killed the entire outpost because the Saviors never did anything to Rick and friends before that. Yeah, and that's where the big discussion is. What was Rick killing, or was Rick's decision justified? You know, if we started the story with Negan, would we still feel the same way about him? No, there's a lot of different discussion about that. Different people talking about that scenario. Animated Alex, you should go infinite, Ash, and don't end it. LOL. You can't do that. I think this might be one of the longest stream we've had, which is great. But I do gotta get going. We started at like 6, I think. Yeah, it's 7:30, so an hour and a half of stream. I'm just gonna get caught up here real quick. Mario, by the way, you will like episode 9 and 10, A World Beyond. If not, it's even better than 8. Every single character, even Iris, yes. Interesting. Shines. Okay, that's interesting. Shame that it's so late in the season. And now we need to wait for episode 2. Or season 2, I think you mean. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen the last 2 episodes. So yeah, I'm interested now. Very intrigued. Kidlow, yeah, Ash, give us a 2-hour live stream today. Man, we can't do 2 hours, but we can do another 5 minutes until I get caught up. So 7, or not 7, 2, an hour and 35 minutes we can do. The Keys Ken, do you know where I can get a Walking Dead Compendium book? I've been looking for inside. Can I ask my parents to give me one for Christmas? I think comic book shops sell it. I got mine at a comic book shop. You can also get it online. I don't know. Yeah, obviously there's shipping costs that could come with that, but I think you should definitely be able to grab it from your local comic shop. Or if they don't have it, you can ask if they know of places that you can get it from locally in your town or city. If not, then at that point you might have to order it in. Giuseppe, keep on spamming him with questions so he won't stop. I'm gonna stop in 5 minutes regardless. Animated Alex, do you think we'll ever know what happened during the 6-year time jump? What happened to the survivors? No, I don't think so. They gave us a little bit of that. And it looks like they might give us a little bit more in the bonus, but I don't think we'll see a lot more than that. Ronald Rollo, will Carl and Shane return after season 4? Carl and Shane. Have you not seen season 5 and beyond? I'm not going to spoil it for you if you haven't. Actually, wait. No, Carl is around. I don't know what you mean by that. Ronald Rollo, wait, Drake is in The Walking Dead? Yeah, fake Drake. A fake version of Drake. Kitlo, do you think Mercer will play the same role as he did in the comics? Yeah, I think so. He's too much of a critical character in the story for Commonwealth to skip over or not bring. Because, man, he was a great character, and I hope him and Rick will be a great duo. Yeah, I hope so. Well, not Rick, because he's not around, but Mercer and Daryl. That would be awesome. Animated Alex, Talking Dead is the best Walking Dead spinoff. LOL. I haven't watched Talking Dead for a long time. Ken reviews. It's still Ken, by the way. Oh, I didn't even notice. Because is your image the same? Yeah, your image is the same, so I didn't even notice that the name changed. Giuseppe De Rosa, nobody. George Drake, Travis still alive. Yeah, exactly. Or Madison returns in every thumbnail for fear. Or something related to Madison. And then everything related to The Walking Dead, Rick. Or anything related to World Beyond, Rick. Tom Taft, will the CRM and Commonwealth wipe out all the zombies? Not soon. It'll take them a long time to do. If they can do it. Animated Alex, I mean channels will say stuff that our theories are fact. Yeah, absolutely. I hope I don't do that. Let me know if I do that. Kid Low, nobody, George Drake, Nick and Chris return to Fear in season 7. Yeah, absolutely. And we're not joking. He literally does some of this stuff. Animated Alex, I hope Negan will be more respected by the community since he killed Alpha. I hope so. I think it's time. Ken reviews. I definitely... You made me laugh with your comment there. Ronald Rollo, what if he did his live stream from the toilet? Why did I even read that question? I thought it was going to be it started off good, but... Yeah, I'm just gonna skip over some of these. I want to find a juicy question for the final question. Ken reviews. This is my last question, so I'll answer that and I'll answer one more after that. I get Carl dying. We missed out on his storyline, but I think Henry taking his place was the best choice. I honestly don't see Carl in the show being that stupid to go after her. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. That was a great choice. Given that terrible choice to kill Carl off, having Henry replace him was a great choice. Animated Alex, I have seen George Drake's thumbnails but haven't watched them because they scream clickbait. Yes, they do. Ronald Rollo, did Shane survive? I'm on season 10. Shane is not in season 10. I'm confused by what you're saying. Shane is not in season 10. Or season 9. Or 8. Kid Lo, how many of the people alive now do you think will die in season 11? That's a good question. I think maybe 60% of them, actually 50%. 50% of them will probably die. Or no, 50 is too high. 40% will die, and the rest will stay at Commonwealth. And maybe 10% of the remaining will transition, or maybe less, 5% transition to either standalone spin-offs or to the movies, or they will transition to the fourth spin-off. Alright, that's it. I'm caught up. I'm happy. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Stay tuned for my World Beyond videos. Tomorrow I'll do one episode, and then Sunday I'll do another one. And we're just gonna go with the schedule that we have. The only difference between the schedule that I posted and what I will actually post is the Breaking Bad Q&A live stream, which is gonna come, I can actually tell you. Let me check so I don't mess it up. That will be coming December 6th. Sunday, December 6th at 5 p.m. Mountain. We will have a Breaking Bad live stream Q&A, which is just focused on Breaking Bad. If people ask Walking Dead content or questions and stuff there, I'll probably come back to it until the end, or not answer at all if it's small, and only concentrate on the Breaking Bad stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to join our community. Press the bell to be notified about uploads, and smash the like button. That's it. I'll see you guys in the next stream.